back to Hiveswap Friend Sim. I'm your host, Buzzing Royalty, and I've got some very special guests with me today.
I'm very special.
You're so special, and I love you dearly.
Who introduces first, then?
Oh, well, fine. Well, Cake, why don't you introduce yourself first, huh?
Fucking fine! I'm Jacob Homestuck, and I'm the best one here.
That's so true.
You're fucking gay.
No, it's cake, dude. You can't be like cursing all the time for fucking.
What?
This is a safe
What am I
channel.
supposed to do?
You can't
This
do
is
it
a safe
excessively.
channell.
I'm sorry.
I don't care. You can say whatever you want.
Oh. Okay. So it's just
Hello.
You realize that this is a rated M game, right?
Oh yeah. Zanny.
Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
Zanny, it's your turn.
Okay, I got it. I'm spaced out Zandy. Hello.
Hi.
And this is the first I've done something like this.
Wow, I'm so glad that you're here with us today. Cup, your turn.
Hello. I'm the fetus of the group, and I'm more amino famous than Cake Up already.
No, you aren't!
Okay, shush. Oh my god.
Shut your whore mouth.
Okay, Toast.
Toast, go.
Either
Go.
you. I have more amino followers than either of you.
I have more
Go.
subscribers
But
and
you're on
amino
the
followers than
VIP
everybody
feature
here.
Oh, that's toast.
Okay, it's Toast. Everybody else, shut up.
Oh no, that's it.
What'd you say?
You said they're toast.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Your toast?
Yeah.
Wow. I
I don't
love
think I have
that.
any other defining qualities.
Are you sure you're not like a croissant or something?
Ew, get out of here with that. Block.
Wow.
Okay.
What are you?
Okay, it's ready to play a game. You guys ready to play
Game
a
of
game?
play.
It's game of play.
Mhm.
It's
Aw, hell yeah.
Play.
coolie game dude time. Okay,
Yes.
this
With
episode
best of all.
we are going to play Volume 12 of Know Nothings and Know-It-Alls. We have Big Buff, Ida Tenya looking ass dude, and like the little knife cat picture.
You don't know
I love
how
that
many
knife cat.
energies Tirona gets.
A true
Tirona has
gremlin.
such big dick energy. You don't even know.
The biggest. Okay,
20 pills, they represent how much dick energy.
we're starting the game now, Club. Okay, here we go. God, you have a headache. Is it dehydration? Only if you're thirsty for companionship. Are you hurt? Only your heart, and it aches for more pals. Is it withdrawal? Only from your addiction to new buddies. Really, there's only one cure for what ails you. Friendship!
Friendship.
You're
Everybody say it
funny.
with me. 1, 2, 3. Friendship.
Friendship.
Ship.
You wonder whose sweet medicine you'll be imbibing this time. Why does this game use so many big words that I don't know?
Because it wants you to be a.
Oh my-
Okay, it's time. Look at this baby.
Pick the baby. No,
You want me to pick the baby first?
First.
Baby
Baby
first?
I love that baby.
All right, baby first. Tirona, Kasund, Kasund. How do you guys want to say it?
Cassandra, because it sounds more anime.
Kasund? Okay, sure. Whatever you say.
My name is Cassandra.
Oh, I'm in a cube. So here you are, in jail. You always knew you would end up here eventually, but you were expecting a human jail, not this. What crimes has MC committed?
Oh my god.
I don't know, but they're in the mold dungeon.
Crimes. You haven't committed all crimes.
I guess. But like human crimes. What human crimes would they have done?
Weed.
Okay.
Smoking
It all
that
happened
weed.
so fast. You were waltzing down another Alternian street in search of friends when you heard the telltale sound of machinery behind you, and before you could escape, some giant metal drone with a rocket ass scooped you up and flew away with you. You were honestly...
Should they mention that as players jealous of their ass power?
The Alternia's deadliest ass, you know?
Yeah, straight up.
We love that ass representation.
Alright. You were honestly surprised that the drone didn't execute you on sight. They've tried to do that before, after all. Perhaps your numerous shenanigans have grown so vast and ridiculous someone wants you to see in person. Someone wants to see you in person before you die, if only to have the chance to ask you, what the fuck?
Valid.
Word.
Straight. That's a mood.
In any case, you aren't complaining, not about being brought in alive, at least. You have plenty of other things to complain about, though. This cell sucks. It's hard and cold and full of this gross looking moss that could probably kill you since everything else on this planet sure can.
That moss is such a mood.
Hold on, I just realized that 2 minutes worth of the test stream posted.
Unit!
Okay, we'll deal with that later. Okay. There's a couple of patchwork holes in the back wall of your cell, which aren't enough to wriggle your way out through, but are enough to let in the light from outside. You've been in here since a few hours before dawn, and now it's midday, which means scorching rays of sunlight are streaming their way into your cell and forcing you to dart around to the shadiest spots as the sun makes its way across the sky. As if that weren't enough, it's also hammering rain outside, which really isn't doing much to stimmy? What is that word?
Stymie.
Hang on, let me
To
search.
stymie the
Hang on.
sunlight.
No, keep on searching it up.
Okay.
Bitch, I'm gonna be our dictionary.
You think that the rain might be acidic?
And yeah, and you think the rain might be acidic too?
Okay.
Fun.
Okay.
What does it mean? Tell me what it means, quickly.
I mean, prevent or hinder the progress of.
The progressive.
But how is it pronounced?
Okay, but how do you pronounce it?
Stymie.
Stymie?
I'm
That can't
Stymie.
possibly be a
Stupid.
word. Stupid,
Anyway.
stymie, seems legit. I'm so sorry to whoever wrote this. You are an excellent writer. Oh wait, no, I think
Fuck is
Trace
stymie?
Excalibur did this one. I'm so sorry. You have a big brain, and I love you.
Big brain energy.
Intermingled with the rain, you've been hearing some sounds coming from other rooms. Interrogations, maybe? Torture? Whatever it is, you are not a fan. And when somebody please fix the leak in the roof, if you have to listen to one more drop of water exploding on the floor like a nuclear fucking bomb, your shit is going to take an extended sabbatical from the handle. To conclude, it's not great. You'd like out. Right now, preferably. ...
And that's when the door opens.
Now? ... Oh, god damn it! You were hoping that someone would conveniently appear in time with your internal monologue, but no such luck.
Wait, before you continue,
Are you looking at more words?
straight up.
Ugh.
God.
We can do this later! Write down a list of the words and then we can look for their definitions on a
No,
later
it's
date.
not the word. I'm just saying straight up, it'd be great if there was just one episode where there's only like 5 words of dialogue from the friend you're supposed to be befriending, and it's like everything else is the play.
Well,
Wild. Okay.
sounds like me.
Dot.
And
Dot,
then you see a
dot,
little
dot.
face through the hole in the wall.
I swear to God. Dot.
Crip.
Hello. Oh, I
Okay,
There
phew,
she
there
is.
she is.
Hi, baby.
That was frightening.
She looks
Give her
exactly
the
like
most-
That was
Sprite, and
scary.
it's beautiful.
Give her the most Jacob-like voice you can. Like, give her a voice that's as Jacob as possible, man.
No, I want to do the voice. Because I am her.
No,
Literally.
I'm gonna make her sound like a goblin.
You do.
Your new savior
please.
is small,
Goblins and
probably the
balls.
smallest troll you've met so far, with the possible exception of Amicia, and she looks about as young as Amicia as well. She's got wild pigtails sprouting from her head and a twitchy look in her eye, like she's going to start sprinting the second she hears a sound. She opens your cell door with a creak and gestures down the hallway with a quick jerk of her head.
Please.
Oh God, her face.
Please. Can I do her? Can I do her voice?
No, because like I love you too, but at the same time, like Discord's gonna be like cutting in and out, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you can
Okay.
just do a little test for me right now, and then I'll see what I do with it.
Come on. Reach me now, quick. Head down, keep quiet, no one asking questions.
Okay, I can do that.
With me now, quickly. Head down, keep quiet, no asking questions.
Holy shit.
Okay, what do you do?
So,
Save.
Oh my god, same.
the grummy.
I'm gonna ask some questions.
She looks like she's either a chihuahua or a pug.
It's true.
Wait! You have so many questions. Which many of your lovely friends was willing to help you escape? Who is she? What's her deal? How did she know? She shushes you, and her eyes narrow into an appraising squint as she looks you over.
Not too bright, huh? Figures.
She's fucking Garfield.
Listen, I don't have time to explain, and I'm not putting my neck out any further, so here's what we're gonna do, okay? You're gonna run. Not too far out, because you don't want to wind up in undead territory.
Undead territory.
Oh
Zombies.
no.
Stick to the city and find a nice hiding place and keep your head down. See ya!
Hi, baby.
She rather forcefully stuffs what appears to be a military-grade umbrella into your hands and shoves you out a back door into the rain and sunlight. When you turn to protest, the lock on the door clicks shut and you're stuck outside. What was that she said about undead?
Oh, okay.
I don't understand what happened,
That was
but
easy.
okay.
Love that hand.
What?
What an absolute
That
unit.
hand is the
I love
pinnacle.
this.
Unit.
Well, that was beautiful. Thanks for coming to this episode of Friendsim.
Bye.
Alright, bye.
Okay. Now, guess what we're gonna do? Guess what we're gonna do?
Follow the baby.
We're gonna
Follow the
her.
baby into daycare.
Follow
This is
her.
a gay baby kill.
You followed her down the hallway, keeping quiet as instructed, even though you have so many questions you want to ask her. Questions like what her name is, or where you are, or why they haven't fixed the fucking leak in the roof. Instead, you just hurry closely behind as she takes you to a stairwell in the back of the building and up multiple flights of stairs. Peeking out the window of each door you pass, you see what seems to be an evidence locker, and then a row of tightly packed cubicles, and then a long, winding hallway. This is where she opens the door and ushers you through. The hallway is full
Real
of
quick,
electronic...
real quick.
What?
I just imagined her like waddling along.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's like,
Oh,
Dad,
God.
time to go do something.
You know what? I just thought of Yellow Diamond Theory. Her hair is actually a helmet, and her hair is under there.
Oh, shut up.
God.
Okay.
I'm here.
She's got Selena hairline though, not gonna lie.
The hallway is full of electronically locked doors with troll signs on them, the overwhelming majority of which are teal. The only other presence here seems to be automated cleaning robots. You are unsurprised to see that troll Roombas come with their knives pre-attached.
Doomba.
I told you about the Toombas.
Jiggled. She punches a series of numbers and letters into a keypad beside one of the doors, bearing her sign and a name, and then slips inside, and you follow. Oh.
Woo! Here we are! My hive away from hive. You can be
Hi,
a bit
baby.
louder now, but no shouting. That'd just be weird as hell, buddy.
Look at her eyes.
Oh, my name's Tirona, by the way.
She's like a little dog. She's even more of a dog than
She's
Zabine.
just a straight up dog. She's straight up a lost puppy.
You politely refrain from shouting as you introduce yourself to her. Tirona pulls up a chair and sits down at her husk top, tapping some keys.
I've been expecting you.
What we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna go ahead and access your file in our system. Shouldn't be too hard to find you. Find since you're a weird alien. And yep, here we go. That's what we're looking for. Time to make a few edits.
Leans in, fingers flying quickly over
She
the
literally
keys.
just types gibberish and reads.
She's absurdly fast on a keyboard, her eyes darting back and forth across the screen.
No,
You look over and it's a bunch of semicolons and X's.
Oh my god.
Now, normally I wouldn't pull anything this risky, and I certainly wouldn't be helping out a criminal. But I have it on a good source that you're not the kind of person we should be letting rot us out, or worse. Right now, you're in our system on a lot of weird and serious offenses. But you and
She
I,
sounds like
we
customer
know.
support and training.
Does she?
Straight up.
I can't believe this is my first interview, guys.
You want money to the iOS.
Alright.
But you and I, we know the only thing you're really guilty of is trying to keep your head and shoulders attached, yeah? Just gonna click here, delete a few things, and there we go, you're clean.
It's just a 3.
Wow! Just like that, huh? You thank her profusely, and even begin to consider groveling at her feet, but she cuts you off.
Listen, I'm just doing the grunt work for ya. Wasn't really my decision to spring you. Let's just say you and I have a mutual friend. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Is it Tigora?
It's either Tagora or Tizius. Or both. Oh no, it's Tagora.
Oh,
Tagora.
hopefully it's Tigora.
I run errands for him sometimes in exchange for information, and I just happen to be pulling an all-dayer over here anyway, so I was in the right place at the right time.
This mutual friend of yours sounds a dead... What? Okay, I guess it's nobody that we thought it was.
Alright, wrong.
This mutual friend of yours sounds like a dead ringer for Malik. Wow, knowing a Cerulean in high places is already paying some great dividends. It beats our Dada, at least. All you got from her were some really weird DMs on Twitter from her stream followers. Anyway, speaking of being in the right
Do
place...
you like bread? I like
What?
bread.
What is this place anyway?
This place is... well, it's a lot of things. Jail and courthouse and office and a whole lot more. Basically, if you're a teal looking to learn how to do teal things, this is where you go for a hands-on internship. Most of it is law-related, and of course, but there's a couple of I can't fucking...
Semi-related fields where you go get it so can teach you something a little different.
Stop using E's!
Like me!
Baby!
Baby.
I bet you're just dying to know what I get up to in these hallowed halls, don't
You
you?
gotta give her a lisp. You gotta give her a lisp.
Surely a brilliant mind like Miss Custom is doing some real important work here. Work here is what I bet you're thinking, and you are absolutely correct, my friend. Feast your tangible about this.
Oh my god.
That's
You're gremlin.
Oh, hello, Gremlin.
A few clicks of the wriggly bulbous mouse and her husk top loads several images. You glance at the screen, and the recognition center in your brain goes haywire with dopamine. Alien culture or not, you know memes when you
Oh
see
my
them.
god.
God, you missed them.
Die!
God.
Gremlin, die.
Check it out, check it out. They're a little corny, but I know Trish is gonna love them. She's a real sucker for this kind of thing.
One of them is an image macro featuring Trizza doing her makeup with the caption, "Trizza's so hot, rebels are so not."
Fucking Lord. Hello.
Another seems to feature troll brains, at least you hope those are brains, of varying sizes and hemocolors. Being a rebel is a small maroon brain, and sympathizing with rebels is the medium-sized olive brain, and worshipping Trizza is the giant purple brain.
Oh dear.
These ones will be going up on the web soon, but for now, I've got plenty other memes circulating. See, I'm
Fucking
reading a bunch
lord.
of fake Twitter accounts. I got some techie troll to automate them for me. He was hyped out on the excitement node to do some work on Triz's behalf, I tell you.
On the
Cobra!
excitement nub.
It's Cupra.
Of course it's
Because you're a whore.
Some of these accounts just pretended to be regular trolls, and the others are best jokes nightly, big, funny, relatable laugh humor, you know? They're racking up the followers as we speak.
And the point of them is to put prison memes out there.
I can't believe that Tirona is a Russian hacker.
That's how you get them.
You just look on the wall like a kind of symbol.
Hack me, baby.
Okay.
That's how you get them. You start with a couple of innocuous jokes and cute pervy pics, and then BAM! Suddenly you're spreading the good word of the Empire, and everyone accepts it because your Twitter account's so funny and hip.
So
I call
funny
it
and hip.
meme-aganda, and it's gonna be the next big thing, I tell you.
I knew it!
Ouch.
You little commie.
It does seem
Her
like
face,
a
her
pretty
face
clever
right now
way.
is like the knife cat.
That's what I'm. Yeah, like she's a knife cat.
I love that.
No, next cat.
Pepe.
It does seem like a
Shut.
pretty clever way of spreading propaganda. Really effective on today's modern youth. It also deeply unnerves you, but you leave that part out. There's just something wrong about memes being used for evil.
Thank you,
All memes
you.
are used for evil. What do you mean?
Glad someone appreciates all the hard work I'm doing here instead of just brushing me off. I've had to do a lot of overtime putting out propaganda for the Empire lately. Just between you and me. Though this ain't exactly much of a secret anymore. There's talk of a rebellion brewing. Like a real actual big scale one instead of just the highbloods are getting paranoid because of Burgundy looked at them funny. It's pretty scary actually, and I hope we won't get swept up in on all of it if something nasty breaks out.
Yeah, that's the vibe you've been getting. You're about to ask for more info about this rebellion when she cuts you off and keeps rambling on. Seems like she's got a lot to say. You get the impression that nobody else here listens to her, possibly because she's still so young compared to most of them, but saving you from a jail cell is a good way to get you to pay attention.
But here's the thing, despite being a whole lot of potential trouble, it's also a great opportunity to show them the Empire just how valuable my skill sets will be for them. See, I've got it all planned out. First, I need to prove to Triza how useful and clever I am, and how helpful I can be for her regime. Then, when Triza comes of age, she'll be dethroned, and she'll dethrone the current Empress and take her place. Most trolls just love Triza, and those who don't are gonna get themselves cold real quick, though I'm sure she'll have plenty of support when the time comes for their duel. Once she's in full power, I snag myself a nice position as her propaganda minister, and if I'm really lucky, I can wheedle my way into being assistant to his honorable tyranny himself.
His Honorable Tyranny? You don't think you've heard of this guy before. You assume he's a particularly high-ranking troll in the legislative process?
Oh no, he's just a fuck-off huge monster who passes judgment on criminals by eating them! Or eating anyone who bugs him, really. He presides over particularly noteworthy trials, especially at the extreme court.
Nail Selena, is that you?
Shut.
In retrospect,
No.
you should have known. If monsters can be parents, they can surely be judges too. But, what exactly is the appeal here?
Who wouldn't want to be big and handsome and strong enough to devour anyone who annoys you? It's the perfect life, I
Monster
tell ya.
Fair.
There.
Yeah.
As it stands, since I can't be him, at least I can at least be his best buddy and most perfect little helper.
Oh.
Doing all the behind-the-scenes work is a lot safer than trying to actually hunt down or prosecute criminals, I'll tell you that much. I mean, yeah, he might eat me, but that's just a normal workplace safety hazard, really nothing I can't handle.
She really does have it all planned out, doesn't she? You're impressed.
Thank you! But I can't
Clearly
do it all
knows it all.
alone. I'm gonna need some help along the way from a very talented and clever associate or two. I bet you know who I'm talking about.
Her Lucis? Her classmates?
No, dummy. She's here.
Wait, she.
She,
Oh.
here I am, kind
I'm
of
trying to
buddy.
butter you up and it flies right over your think pan. I'm talking about you. I need your help. And I think after bailing you out of that jam, I've earned it, wouldn't you say? The old, I rake my claws down your back and you rake yours down mine deal, you know?
Kinda kinky, not gonna lie, Tirona.
Shut up, she's a baby.
She's two.
Trollidiums
An
are
actual fetus.
still as inscrutable as ever, but you do know a thing or two about claws, and what's helping people earn, and about helping people to earn their good graces. What's she need?
You ever hear the old ages? You ever hear the old age?
Adage? What is that? You ever hear the old adage, whatever?
Teals talk! And well, a lot of teals have been talking about the strange alien going around getting all buddy-buddy with the cast. The way I see
Dad,
it.
real quick.
Yeah?
Dodge is a proverb or short statement in expressing a general truth.
Okay.
How does
Thought
the
that was
2-year-old know that, and I don't? Okay.
The way I see it, someone like that must know how to get me into their office and dig up some dirt on them and their potential rebel connections. I keep saying that they should start shelling out for Gantry scan tech, but nobody ever listens to me. No way, no how. A regular old password system ought to be enough, right? Ha! They wish. Yeah, they really wish those locks were as secure as they think they are. You can figure out these codes no problem, I'm sure. What do you say, pal? How's about you help me help the Empire and root out that rebel scum?
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Ooh. You're not particularly keen on betraying your friends, but you do owe Tirona a favor now, and you'd love to make another pal while you're at it. There's gotta be some way you can maneuver your way out of this mess. You tell her, sure, you'll offer her some help. If you're going to hit up someone's office, it should be...
Ow!
Are we gonna get to see them?
I hope so.
Oh my
I
god,
hope I have
Tagiri's
time.
You go to Tagiri's office.
Oh my god.
You go to Tagiri's office.
Tiberius just fucking one of his body.
Oh dear.
I don't know if I have time to do it all with you guys.
Oh.
Like, I gotta leave at 6, you know?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna do
Yeah.
as much as we can. Vote now.
No,
Tagiri.
Tagiri, are you sure? Not my girl?
Yes.
No, because then it's a direct
Tagiri.
connection to the rebels.
Yeah. You're rooting out the rebels.
Okay, okay, Tagiri, let's go. After mulling it over for a while, you decide that Tagiri is the safest choice. Sure, he's the guy with a sword, but he's also by far the least likely to harbor rebel sympathies, so you won't be getting anyone in trouble here.
Yeah, Tagiri. Now that's an interesting choice if I tell you what. He's always sucking up to the purples and trying to make himself look all cool and knowledgeable about law stuff. So you'd think he'd be clean, but maybe it's all a front. I'm working on a video about rebel sympathizers right now, and that's one of my big bold points that I go over. How sometimes the guy trying too hard to look like he's on the level is actually as far off the level as it gets. So yeah, let's see what this guy's hiding, why don't we?
I feel if anything, Tagoro would be the one with the least rebel sympathy.
Yeah.
We'll see. Moseying on over to his door, you consider the keypad. This shouldn't be a hard password to guess. It's gotta be the name of one of his favorite animes, right? You punch one in and nope, a buzzer sounds. You try another and nada. But to your delight, the door clicks and begins to slide open after the third anime title. You glance over your shoulder and you see Tirona beaming at you from right behind you, and then turn back to the door and yikes!
Okay.
A katana comes swinging out towards you on a wire, and you narrowly dive out of the way before it connects, crashing onto the floor in the process. You groan and stagger back to your feet, and you hear a familiar voice sounding from a speaker in Tagiri's room. I never did a voice for him!
No, God.
What does Naruto sound like? No, wait, he's more of a Sasuke.
Exactly.
Foolish evildoer! Did you really think it would be?
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Do that.
Foolish
you
evildoer!
Cake,
Did you really think it would be that
do those
simple?
things.
You've fallen for my trap. Your 3 pitiful guesses were all it took to seal your doom. Not that it's going to do you any good while you bleed out on the floor. Sayonara, trespasser. The message seems to cut off there, but then there's some muffled sounds, like a microphone being moved. What do you think, Tadashi? It's going to look so cool when I show it off to my colleagues.
Oh my god.
You breathe a sigh of relief. That katana was aiming right at your head. You almost got skewered. Talk about a close one, right, Tirona?
Yeah. No.
Tirona?
Oh my god, you little child.
We killed the baby! You guys wanted me to be Kiri!
I can't believe you just killed an infant.
Oh no.
Baby is dead.
Baby
Who's
died.
next?
Let's go over to Tigora.
Tigora?
Titus.
No,
Tigora.
this is probably the
Tizzy.
Tigora's probably the good ending.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
let's
gonna
go for the
Tizia's?
bad endings first, though.
What?
Yes.
I want to do bad endings first.
We want chaos.
You watched my
We want
friend's
blood.
stream.
Dude,
Tizzy then?
We're going Tizzy.
Tizzy.
It's gotta be Tizia's.
Yay.
She runs a tight, if sleep-deprived ship. You'll give it a good try, fail to find anything useful, and Tirona will appreciate your attempt.
Tizia's, huh? Yeah, she's got that vibe to her, you know? She talks a lot about improving the justice system, and what kind of person does that, huh? A rebel sympathizer, that's who. The Alternian justice system has worked just fine for hundreds of sleeps. The only person who ought to be proposing changes is Trisha herself, but obviously there's nothing to change, or she'd have done it already. Anyway, this is Tizzy's door right over here, so why not just start working on your magic?
Oh, she calls her Tizzy. I've been calling her
Tizzy.
Tizzy for weeks.
If
An idea comes to you.
Tizzy
You
busy.
start tapping away at your phone, much to Tirona's chagrin.
it's not 6969, I'm gonna be sad.
Hey, buddy, we're trying to break into someone's office. This is no time to play Flappy Talon Screecher.
What the?
Oh boy.
You explain that you're looking up Tizias on your phone to consolidate information and improve your best chance of guessing her password.
Whoopsie! Sorry, I'm just a little antsy here, I guess. Carry on!
Turning to the keypad, you start inputting your guesses. You try the birthday listed on Tizias' Chitter profile. Nope. Even the name of her matesprit doesn't work. But what is the name?
What?
What
Got
is
it.
it?
Got it.
Oh my god!
Oh my
That's
god.
something
You
Everyone expects a long complex password, right?
Actually,
Silence.
Paltry digits instead. 69.
Silence.
I hate you.
don't.
Die.
It better not open. It better not.
Oh my
Click!
god,
I
I
hate
Light the
this.
screen.
I hate
Door
this
to office
game.
Slides open.
Alright, because I don't know, maybe like the sufferer's sign or something.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying.
Oh my gosh, there's a little Casey
I know.
in her globe!
There's a little what?
There's a little Casey, look!
Oh,
Casey.
What's the picture in the background?
That's just
above
like a
Tirona's
justice.
head. Oh,
got a little hammer.
Like a court bitch.
got the wig and
Okay.
everything.
Feeling pretty chipper about your breaking and entering skills, you usher Tirona inside with an exaggerated bow. She cackles and skips right in, making her way over to a husktop sitting on Tizias' crowded desk. There's papers and old
Sorry,
mugs lying
Tizias.
around everywhere, and the rest of the room is about as organized as the desk, with towering stacks of books threatening to collapse if you so much as breathe wrong.
Yeah, I already monitors online communications, of course, but we've got tools for those sneaky sneaks who try to hide things off the cloud.
Tirona produces a small device, bright red with gold accents, and plugs it into what appears to be a USB slot on the husktop. It wriggles upsettingly.
I'll go through her files and you start looking through all those books and folders, okay?
You offer a thumbs up and turn your attention to the absolutely massive pile of literature that is strewn around throughout the office. You're not really giving it your full effort, hesitant to pry into Tizi's stuff, but you get the sense that she isn't hiding anything here anyway. Behind
Oh,
you,
you're
Tirona
smart.
is clicking through folders on the husktop, the exasperation in her voice steadily growing.
Useless school feeding assignments.
She just starts breathing heavier and heavier. Like, goddamn.
Like, take it easy.
Oh
my
Wow.
It's not just normal teal stuff. There's nothing incriminating
Normal
on here
teal
at all. Where is she hiding?
Eunice!
What does that imply?
Tirona pulls away from the husktop and dives into the stack of books with the gusto of a small child in a ball pit, rifling through pages as quickly as she can.
Bitch, she
It
is a
isn't too long
child
before
in
she
a ball
gives up
pit.
that pursuit, too, emerging from the pile in a shower of loose pages.
I can't find any evidence of wrongdoings anywhere. No hidden folders on her desktop. No secret stash between these pages of the book. Nothing.
She stomps back and forth, pacing around the room and scratching at her face absent-mindedly. Maybe there just isn't anything to find. Is that so bad?
Yes! If she's not bad, it's super bad. Oh, look, see? I'm big and I'm not big and I'm not strong, and even if I get a growth spurt when I'm older, it won't change that. I don't like to fight. That's just not what I'm out to do. I'm a thinker and a listener and a talker. Knowledge is power, and it's like the only kind of power I'm good with.
You good?
I'm not. Never good.
It's the only kind that'll keep me in the game. Everyone's gotta play nice and get off my case because they know I've always got the dirt. But all those shifty, crafty teal jerks keep trying to hide all their secrets from me. I'm gonna be hooped if I can't go over on them.
Tirona yanks at her pigtails and slumps down against the wall, looking as frazzled as ever you've seen her. This calls for a pep talk. You sit down across from her and offer a gentle smile. You know where she's coming from. When you came here, you were a mess. You still kind of
Oh
are.
shit.
All you had was your guts, your mind, and your goofy charisma.
She mauls you.
You've been blundering all your way across the planet.
She just
But-
straight up guns you.
Somewhere in between all the blundering, you made friends. You gained skills. You figured out how to keep surviving, even when it seemed impossible. And if you can do it, she can too. Sure, she may not be as big and strong as she'd like. She won't always win. Sometimes there's going to be days like today where she doesn't succeed. But she's got this spark in her, you can see it, that tells you that she'll be just fine as long as she keeps her head up and tries to hang in there. Tirona perks right up. Your motivational speak game is really on the ball lately.
Ponytails.
Yeah. You're right. This might have been a bust, but I sure ain't. I've already got all kinds of connections and powers and skills. I mean, the guy I run those errands for, he says I'm one of the smartest and cleverest teals he's ever met. That I'm really mature for my age and... Hi,
Oh, you're funny.
You never find out what else.
Look at her face.
I'm guessing that's supposed to say she says. You never find out what else she says, but you're interrupted by the sci-fi whoosh of the office door opening as Tizia steps through. There's a long, awkward pause before she raises an eyebrow at Tirona. Now, just what in the hell are you two doing in my office? Tirona begins a stammering response, but Tizius jerks her head toward the door. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get out right now. She turns to you. Not you. You? We need to have a chat. Tirona flashes you a terrified look before scurrying out of the room, door sliding shut behind her. Tizius glances at the door and then pulls you toward the most secluded corner of the room, where the books are piled so high they practically reach the ceiling. She speaks in a low, hushed whisper, a good idea because you'd bet a troll buck or two that Tirona's listening outside the door. Okay, before I do anything else, I'm gonna guess that while they were on their phone, MC texted Tizius to let them know that they were, like, messing around.
You're smart. Too smart.
Hey, so that was some good thinking texting me as soon as you got your palms back.
So smart.
You shrug humbly. You're getting good at leveraging your bountiful stockade of friends. I wonder what she thinks I'm going to do to you. There's a lot of rumors about me. Most of them aren't true. But When you look as tired as I do every day, trolls whisper. She chuckles lightly and takes a sip of water before
God,
sighing.
this lesbian sounds more and more depressed every single time she talks. And
I can't believe
So
she
good.
thought I'd ever be dumb enough to keep ruminating documents in my office. She must be getting real desperate to prove herself. This is exactly my point of how fucked up it is here. Everyone trying to climb over each other out of the buck and pull the rest down like shell scutters and seafood. Shell scuttlers and a
seafood.
seafood storage device. Okay. Poor girl. She thinks she's got everyone in the palm of her hand. She's being played as much as any of the rest of us schmucks. Another sigh. You feel like sighing may as well be Tizius's second quirk. But you've already heard enough from me about all that. So pretend I chewed you the fuck out or something. I need to reorganize all this shit now that she ruined my old system. Her office looks far better organized than it did when you walked in, actually, but you're not about to split hairs over when Tizius just bailed you out of a potential disaster. You thank her, give her a quick hug, and then slip out of the office. Tirona nearly falls over herself, stumbling away from the door where she was clearly trying to listen in.
Wow,
Oh my god,
you're
that
here and
face!
still alive and in one piece! That must have been a real close one. You know what she does to people who cross her, right? Well, I'll give you a hint, pal. It starts with disembowelment and it only gets worse from there, huh? Let's face it out.
Oh, you know, talking your way out of a jam. It's a total breeze. Tirona seems starry-eyed and impressed.
You sure
Oh.
do
When
know how to
isn't
handle
she
yourself.
starry-eyed?
Especially for a weird alien. I think you and I ought to stick together. Technically, you don't owe me anything anymore, but us little people work best in numbers, yeah? You could use a friend like me.
You
Oh.
smile, basking in the now familiar glow of camaraderie. Yeah, you could use a friend like her.
And then she dies.
And you think that
And
you
then
could
comes
use
up
a friend
behind
like
him.
you too. You did good.
Yay!
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
the,
does
cat
she have
face.
a New
That's the
York
cat
accent?
face.
Hold on.
Okay. There's the cat
Excuse me?
face.
No, she does not have a New York
No,
accent.
wait, do it to the last part, but with a
No,
New York
we're
accent.
not doing that. Okay, I've got like 10 minutes left, so we're gonna do Tagora, Gorgor, my man's.
Alright.
Lovely Gorgo.
Okay, let's go Gorgor.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. He's real smart, a good talker, and he's always got the latest gossip, so you'd think he'd be my kind of guy. But he's also such a sleaze, like a real creepy creepster. Not to mention he charges out of the sniff tube for all his info. No thanks, I'll handle it myself. Oh, but imagine the scandal if he turned out to be a rebel all along. I really hope we find something on him here.
After some 1337 hacking, what is that, leet? I don't know. That is, punching his wriggling day into the keypad, the door to his office clicks open. The two of you slip inside and you glance around. You are immediately reminded of his hive. Almost eerily reminded of it, in fact. Did he just order copies of all the same minimalist aesthetic furniture and have them sent to his office? That's, well, you don't know exactly what that is, but it's certainly impressive.
You know, I'm not sure if that vase is regulation. Take a picture of it just in case, will ya?
Sure thing. And if you happen to accidentally delete the picture later, well, actually, you have accidentally deleted a bunch of pictures before. Figuring out your troll phone has been an ordeal. You line up your camera to take the shot and, oh, fuck! As you were about to press the button, your phone received an incoming call from someone, and you ended up hitting the answer call button instead. Now you're just gonna be trapped in a social encounter that you weren't mentally prepared for. No! Wait, it's just Agora.
Gorgo!
That's no problem at all. He's
well.
gregarious and easy to talk to, and you're just standing in his office. Fuck, again. Throwing your most practice everything is... Okay, bye. Throwing on your most practice everything is perfectly fine expression. You try to angle the camera so he can't tell where you are. My apologies for bothering you on such short notice. I recently learned through the grapevine that you may have been responsible for certain changes in
Oh, we were supposed to do his route.
Fiji's.
We were supposed to
Oh,
do.
we're
We were
supposed to-
supposed to do his route first.
Oh.
Oops.
Oh.
Oh, that's Gallic. That's Gallic.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it
Damn.
might be prudent to let you know that. Wait. Is that my office? Did you break into my office? No! God, no! That's not his office. It's just an office that coincidentally happens to look exactly like his.
Oh no.
His face starts to be frozen mid-smile, and now it slowly seems to twist until the smile doesn't look nearly as friendly or genuine as it did a moment ago. He starts to laugh, a little raspy chuckles under his breath. I see. More the fool I was to ever believe that I could trust a fellow liar. Is this Gallic's work? No, it can't be. He doesn't do that kind of subterfuge. It was all just a game to you. Yes, that must be it. Of course it was. You're not here to make friends.
No.
What? No, that's exactly what you're here to do. Bills are so graciously forewent for your sake. Ha! Well, no matter. You would
The
give
Dark
a
Lord,
very
no.
hefty invoice to arrive via email as soon as I finish typing it up. No, please, no, it doesn't have to end this way. You were just trying to secure another friendship. He knows how it goes, right? Saying you're doing anything for a bit of social gain. Oh, but of course. And I would be very happy to continue our business relationship in the future. Once I've been reimbursed in full for my time and expenditures. Farewell. He ends the call and his face disappears. The friendly little whew sound that Grape makes does not possibly underscore the finality and tragedy of this situation. Your heart truly is broken. But hey, at least you can trade one friend for another, right? Now that she's seen what you're willing to sacrifice for her, surely Tirona will.
Oh my god.
Tirona? Ah, shit. At some point while you were distracted, she made a break for it. Now you're left with a knot, but a hefty fine, and an ache in your chest where friendship used to be.
No!
Okay, before we end stream, I gotta say something real quick.
What?
The whole time, ever since we heard it was Matt, ever since we learned that the Honorable Irony is just this large ass purple blood that eats people or some shit, I just had the friendship end me stuck in my head.
Just like the sadness of the music.
Mm,
Can you repeat what you just said?
Speaking English.
We couldn't hear you.
you know how everybody thought the Honorable Trinary was Tagora?
Who was Tagora?
You know how everyone thought that your Honorable Trinary was
Oh, yeah.
Well, ever since it was revealed that it wasn't, I just had the friendship ended stuck in my head.
Sad. This is so sad. Alexa, go watch Despacito. It's on my channel.
Ugh.
Okay,
Go
so
watch Selena Cannibal.
what a nice episode. How nice. Very.
I'm so glad we could all be friends
I'm
together.
really,
I'm
I
so
really like how
flabbergasted
there
that I
was
guessed
like
69.
that you are a god, but I now revoke your godhood.
Oh, damn. I'm telling Angus.
Damn. I was a god before you were part of the squad, you little.
I think my favorite part of all of her friends him was that Tizia's had nudes on her.
Yeah.
Tizia's had nudes. That's cool.
Wait, give Tirona, make her still have a baby voice, but give her like a New York accent.
We're not gonna
my
do
God.
that ever, ever.
My name is Tirona. Wait.
My name is Tirona, and
I can't even do it. That's not even
You guys
possible.
know
name is
this.
yeah,
My name
My name is
Hello
Tirona.
there.
Lucky.
Okay, that's impossible, and I'm never going to do that ever.
You know, I
Really,
think we didn't really need. I think we didn't really need to record this last 50 seconds.
Yeah,
what?
you're right.
I wanted
It's
to.
just also
I have an outro, you guys. We need to stay for the outro at least.
Oh,
Let's just,
what's your
Okay.
option?
yeah, let's just screen by at the same time.
Well, I just wanted to say I really like the formatting of the endings this one, how there was like the 3 options. And like that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cute. I like that.
That was really nice.
I'm
Cute.
gonna go play the Gallic one by myself this time.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I love
Yeah.
you guys.
So far I've seen
I see who it
Huh?
is.
Galaxy
I'm
Route.
not even taking it personally.
Wait, Zanny, what?
I've seen like a little bit of Galaxy Route, and he's pretty good. He's like trying to learn about you.
Oh,
I mean,
interesting.
the MC.
Oh, so that's why
Hi.
it's like no
Just can't
nothings.
wrap his head around. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
You're so smart.
All right, so I'm gonna
That's
go
what I said.
do that before. I'm gonna go have some water first because that baby voice is fucking me up.
My name is Tirona.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.
Thank you for my wonderful friends for joining me. Tune in
Thanks for having us,
next
man.
week. I'm gonna go play. We'll go watch the Gallic one after this. But other than that, there should be more regular uploads in the next 2 weeks.
Can you make him have like a stereotypical Jake voice?
Please give him Jake
I'll
Paul.
think
Give him
about
I
Jake
dare you.
Paul
I'll
voice.
think
Guys,
about it.
we can't keep talking over her while she's doing the outro.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let me know in the comments if you want to do this thing with my friends again because it was really fun.
Yeah.
It was.
Thank you for watching and bye bye. I love you.
Bye.
Bye.